In today's video, I'm going to be building a giant hangar to add to my StarKiller Base build. And before we get into the video, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it turns out only about 10% of you are subscribed, so if you like what I do, please hit that subscribe button for more. So for the hangar section, we're going to be using 6 gray base plates, which is making it one of the largest interior rooms that we're going to be adding to StarKiller Base right now. And so the actual part where the TIE fighter is going to sit on is only going to be 2 base plates, and then that hallway slash, I guess, kind of like the light panels and those coffin shapes are going to be on the other 4 base plates lining the sides up there. Now, going into this, because I don't have a ton of space, that wall where Rey's walking, and you'll see later, is going to be jutting out just a little more than I would like. And I know this isn't accurate, but just due to the space constraints that I do have, I'm not able to make it a 3x3 gray base plate section, which it probably, should be. But you know what? It's all good. We're figuring it out here. But yeah, you see I'm just outlining the border of the hangar right now, trying to make sure that it all stays very contained. And also, too, you'll see later in the video, I got a little worried about the height of the build. But yeah, right now I'm just working on attaching those light panels that'll be on the back of the hangar right now in that coffin design. One thing that's kind of tricky is that I built all those light panels using snot, and so they're all sitting on the side, and so I had to figure out a way to attach it. And that panel thing is really heavy because it's using a ton of bricks and a ton of plates. So I had to use a Technic structure on the back there, and then it actually all ended up working out really nicely there. And so again, just repeating that coffin panel process again. That's actually a little bit easier to attach. I just had to use a ton of 1x1 brick, which I am just constantly ordering now, which has been just a continuing theme of this build, that I am constantly running low and out of parts pretty much every time. So, but you know what? There's a lot of repetition in this build, and I think that's what kind of makes it more visually appealing when you finish a big section, is that, wow, it's so grand, it's so impressive, Now, with that being said, it's not like any of these builds are necessarily hard. It's just, again, lots of parts, lots of time, and honestly, it's probably like, if you just build Lego sets, probably your worst nightmare, because it's like a times, I don't know, like 48 build for like the light panels and times 24 for like just one section. So yeah, definitely can bite you. But as you can see here, when a whole section's complete, I think it just looks so good. And you can see I kind of opted to not have every single light panel be illuminated, which if you look in the film, it actually is correct that not all of them are lit up. So I thought that looked really nice as well. Now, going forward, since these are really tedious, I'm not going to have too many more built. And when I say not too many more, I'm going to build 30 more of these to finish up, and then the rest will all be the blanked out light patterns there, because yeah, those just take a long time, and they take up a ton of 1x plate that I am just slowly running short of here. But the coffin design is actually one of my favorites, because you see I have the 2 on the outside are different than the one in the middle. The middle has a third, I guess, kind of grill section there, and that's the one that Rey is actually hanging on to in the film. So I was able to work it in there that I have a 2x4 dark bluish gray tile wedged in between there, and I'm able to just kind of clip her hand into it there to make sure that it all lines up and she can try to escape. Now, let's be real here. It wouldn't be a StarKiller episode if I wasn't getting a Lego.com order in the nick of time to get this episode out. So you'll kind of see here, this order is a mix of a couple different things, some for StarKiller, some for the future parts of StarKiller, and some for Naboo. And also, too, you'll see a lot of parts for custom vehicles. Now, I was super frustrated because, as you can see, these came in like 4 giant bags, or actually like 3, and all of these parts were mixed in together. Fortunately, the second bag here was mostly just bricks and panels, but that other one had all tiles, 1x1 plates, and stuff I needed, so that was a bit frustrating. I think also why I was a little frustrated was that I lost a day of building because I had to sort through all of that. But it's all good because I was now able to start working on my second Rich Boy J first order transport. And having one of them was just one of the coolest things in the world to me. But being able to have a second one was just awesome. Again, this is like a 4,000 piece build or something crazy like that. And it was really cool. It only took me like 2 days to build. So I was very fortunate that I was able to kind of crank through this. Also, too, you'll see that I worked on another First Order TIE Fighter, which I thought was a Special Forces TIE Fighter, but I totally uploaded the wrong parts list. But nonetheless, I needed another one of those anyway. And then I was also able to build 2 of the new Brick Vault built by Batu Bricks First Order Snowspeeders, which was so cool. I'm only missing like I think 2 parts for the second one, but honestly, I was so happy. I DM'd him right when the instructions came out, and I was like, I'm gonna build 2 of these like instantly. So yeah, I was able to get them both, and I am so happy with the way all of these models turned out here. And you'll see in just a second that the Snowspeeder design is probably one of my favorites here, honestly. I love how it's shrunken way down than what that original Lego set was. And yeah, I just think it looks so clean, especially next to the First Order transport there, which just looks awesome. And my crazy fantasy world, I wanted to build a 3rd transport, but you know, time and money will tell on that one. But for right now, I'm very happy that I at least have 2 of those. And yeah, just honestly, this is going to be parked out on the tarmac pretty much right next to the other one there. So that'll be pretty cool. I also picked up this Battle of Takonana set just to get that Kylo Ren with the helmet. Now, a part of this build that I have been dragging out for a little bit is building these light fixtures that are on an angle on the side of the hangar. For whatever reason, I just was not feeling it. However, I will say that I'm very happy with the design because I was using the old like spring shooter piece, which has that little bit of that like indented design with the light bluish gray clashing with the dark bluish gray. Now, I know the colors may not be exactly accurate, but the actual texturing there is, and so I figured it was a nice way to contrast just all of the light gray that I was building with a bit of that fun little touch. Once I knew how large those wall light panels were going to be, I could actually finish up tiling the whole tarmac here, which was really cool to see all kind of put together here. One of my favorite parts so far is just kind of seeing it all complete with the TIE Fighter. And although it's a little hard to envision right now because I have so much empty space in the back that's not filled in with, you know, the light panels and the coffins and that big rock wall behind, I still think that this section is turning out to be so cool. It's going to be one of the most, like, I feel like, visually impressive rooms that I've built so far, which I'm very proud of. And just taking a step back here to appreciate just the scale of what this is going to be is awesome. And so hopefully by the next update, I'll have this pretty much all figured out and the other side filled in and we can move forward. The final part that we'll be working on in this video is that little hallway in the back that you see the stormtroopers walking across and Rey has to go down and hide into one of those little coffins. What I really like about this section is that, you know, the walls on the back could have been relatively blank. You know, I didn't need to add too much there. The texturing on the wall is a little bit funky. And so you can see there's this little corner here where you can see it's the 1x2 slopes and inverted slopes there and a bit of like a diamond pattern. And I thought that was just a nice little way to get a little bit of detail to the walls there without having to just leave them blank. You know, I could add a little bit of the vents, I could add a little bit of detail. Again, this isn't 100% finished. I need to add a couple more bits of small details, like little control panels and stuff. I just ended up running out of time this week to be able to add it, but that will definitely be seen in the next episode, and this whole section will be mirrored for the next update. And as you can probably tell right now, this section is in desperate need of lighting. So that is on my to-do list. I just need to order them. I know exactly where the lights are gonna go. And I think once the lights are installed, this section from where you'll be seeing it in the mock will stand out much more. Now, all of you guys need to hold me to this, but hopefully by next episode, I will have at least 90% of this whole hangar complete, and we can finally start working on some more fun interior rooms.